A cold breeze swept across the empty roadside as Ethan wiped his hands on a rag, standing outside his small mechanic shop. He was only 26, but carried the maturity of someone who had already seen life's hardships. His worn-out boots, oil-stained shirt, and tired eyes told a silent story of struggle and determination. The morning had been slow, and Ethan hoped anyone, would come by for repairs so he could earn enough for rent. Just then, he heard the soft hum of an expensive engine sputtering strangely. A sleek, black luxury SUV rolled to a shaky stop near his shop, smoke rising lightly from the back tire. From the driver's seat stepped a woman who looked completely out of place on that dusty, quiet road. She wore an elegant beige coat, gold earrings, sunglasses, and confidence. But beneath all that luxury, Ethan noticed a hint of distress on her face. She tried to stay calm, though her flat tire was clearly ruining her day. "Excuse me," she said as she approached him. "Do you happen to know anything about fixing tires?" Her voice was gentle, yet clearly used to command. Ethan smiled politely. "Yes, ma'am. I'm a mechanic." "You're lucky you stopped in front of the right shop," he replied. She removed her sunglasses, revealing stunning hazel eyes that softened when he spoke respectfully. She introduced herself as Emma. Ethan didn't know she was the daughter of a well-known millionaire entrepreneur. To him, she was just someone who needed help. He guided her to a shaded area and examined the tire while she watched curiously. He worked with steady hands, explaining each step so she wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Emma was fascinated by the humility in his voice, the precision of his hands, and the honesty with which he spoke. Most people treated her differently because of her wealth, but Ethan treated her like any other person. That alone made him stand out. She found herself observing him more than she expected. As Ethan worked, the wind blew strands of her hair across her face. She tried adjusting them awkwardly, causing him to chuckle softly. He offered her his cleanest rag to hold her hair back, and she laughed at the gesture. It was the first time that morning she truly relaxed. "You're very kind," she said sincerely. "Just doing my job," he replied, though she knew it wasn't just that. Many mechanics would have overcharged her immediately, noticing her expensive car and stylish clothes. But Ethan quoted the lowest possible price because he believed fairness mattered more than profit. His integrity surprised her deeply. After finishing the repair, he carefully cleaned the tools and double-checked the tire pressure. Emma was impressed by his dedication. "How much do I owe you?" she asked. Ethan hesitated. He didn't want to sound greedy. "Just $20, he said quietly. She blinked in disbelief. "That's too little," she insisted. Ethan shook his head. "It's enough." Emma opened her wallet and paused. She could have paid him 100 times that amount, but something about his honesty made her want to understand him more. "You must really love your work," she said. He smiled shyly. "It pays the bills. Most days." His laughter earned a warm smile from her. Before leaving, Emma asked if he had a business card. Ethan looked embarrassed. "No card, but the shop's always here." She admired his simplicity. She thanked him again and drove off, glancing at him through the rearview mirror longer than she planned. Something about him lingered in her thoughts. That evening, Ethan returned home tired but unexpectedly cheerful. He didn't know why, but meeting Emma had brought a spark into his day. Meanwhile, Emma reached her mansion, huge, silent, and cold. Her father was away on business trips as usual, and she felt the loneliness she had grown used to. But today felt different. The next morning, Ethan was fixing an old motorcycle when he heard a familiar engine approaching. He looked up and froze. Emma stood there with coffee cups in her hands and a shy smile. "Thought you might like some company," she said. Ethan was surprised, yet happily so. He accepted the coffee almost awkwardly. Emma stayed for an hour, asking him about his life, dreams, and how he learned to fix engines. The more she listened, the more she respected him. This became their small routine for days. Emma visiting, talking, watching him work, and sometimes helping him in little ways. Their bond deepened naturally, and one afternoon, her father found out she was visiting a mechanic's shop. Furious, he arrived in person, stepping out of a luxury car and demanding Emma leave immediately. Ethan stood quietly, not wanting to cause trouble. Emma boldly refused. She told her father she finally met someone who treated her like a real human being. Her father eyed Ethan suspiciously and asked what he wanted from his daughter. Ethan stood straight, meeting the man's gaze calmly. "Nothing, sir. I only helped her because she needed help." His honest tone softened the father's expression. He saw sincerity, something rare around people who chased his daughter for status. A week later, Emma returned with a smile brighter than ever. "My father wants to meet you properly," she said. Ethan was nervous but agreed. When he arrived at their mansion, he felt out of place, but greeted everyone politely. Emma's father asked him about his life, work, and intentions. Ethan answered with truth and humility. By the end, the father smiled slightly. "You remind me of myself when I had nothing," he said. That single line changed everything. Emma beamed with pride. Ethan felt a weight lift off his shoulders. He had earned respect the honest way. Over time, Ethan and Emma continued growing closer. People loved seeing a wealthy woman find kindness in a man who owned little but valued everything. Their story became an example that hearts connect through sincerity, not status. Ethan's small act of helping with a flat tire became a life-changing moment for them both. In the end, their bond melted hearts not because of luxury or wealth, but because a young mechanic proved that genuine kindness can touch even the richest souls. And for Emma, that unexpected stop on the roadside became the beginning of a love story she never imagined.